I think we're rolling now, lad.
Nice one.
Right.
Good evening. Welcome to Pets Win Prizes. With me, your host, Dale Winton. This is my friend, Curly and Nige. We need to talk
I like to separate my my smile with my groin sometimes. Sometimes we find it very pleasant. And, it's quite a surprise sometimes when Gabby comes around and tells me about old pictures. And can we talk about boiling warts today, John, please?
Yeah, well, boiling warts originated in medieval times when King Richard III decreed that nobody could have cold warts. They all had to be boiling. Anyway, the whole point of this broadcast tonight is we're going to read some fan mail. So we've got a few letters from our fans, and hopefully you might be able to make some sense of them. I don't know if you can or not, but
we couldn't, could we? But
this one's from Cyril Sneer of Evergreen Forest.
Go on, reel it off, Grace.
Buy me an egg-bound dwarf that can emit bigger shite than its own head bird whistle, and I will tell you why blowjobs or condoms are like sucking a sweet with bloody wrapper on. Neville's carrots have never looked as good, but it's no surprise to find he's riddled with syphilis and is after him for fathering that little chav. Oh. It were obvious, Grice. Little bastard come out at bloody womb with an hoodie on and a car radio stuff down his shell suit. Never liked him, and to be honest, I won't be surprised if he shopped at Morrison's. Mind you, you still have to admire him for his collection of Spider-Man comics that he's kept from wife all this time. What do you think of that, Mr. Louth?
I think it's quite political myself.
Yeah.
I think it involves incomes, outcomes, goings.
Incontinent
women, taking pisses in back alleyways when they shouldn't do. When they bloody shouldn't do. Amount of times I walked down alleyway and I've had my sock covered in piss. I wouldn't mind. But selling bacteria to kids, it's beyond all hope.
So,
Anyway,
let's moving on to the next letter that we've
venturing
got
on.
Cyril Parsnip of Dorset.
Very sad.
It starts off, how do, Neville? Elongated badger knobs are my favourite, but I think Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen's cuffs look fucking mint on Halloween. I've just got a clip of Russell Grant feeding off a herd of pensioners in front of his mum. Fat bastard's only just getting used to administering the girth. My Uncle Percy's just been told he's got a floating rib. I won't mind, but I'm using water after he's been in bath. Where's that iron lung, Sid? The Rusty Pair's coming round to view it. We've still got tinsel lung after Christmas. Lung cancer, heart cancer. I could have fucking shit cancer for all you know, and I won't boil your ass, dickwad. Put a pair of pliers on my knackers and call me Tim the Toolman Taylor. Stretch me like a rubber band and flick me at the teacher.
Why out?
What do you reckon to that?
I think,
it's to the point, isn't it? Really?
He knows what he's on about, but if he was in an accident, I reckon he'd paint himself red and pretend he was involved.
Probably,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he would, just to get a bit of attention, like.
Well, I mean, college is knowledge, you know what I mean? And
it's the sort of person who'll cut his own out, just say he's got no depth perception.
Exactly, you know what I mean?
So, moving on to...
What's this one?
Letter number 3. Rodriguez Scones, Mexico.
Mexican scones?
It starts off, grouse, monkey bubble bath, and a Bavarian clog dancer with no concept of drowning at sea. Diddled by an oversized bowls player in front of the family. French goalkeepers keep the ball out with a good force field of garlic. Charlie Spive's got a parrot that recites Shakespeare, but he reckons he wants a minor bird that could provide a football commentary. Pervert. I won't give him a clap if he looked like Pammy Anderson's left breast. Felching is the national sport of Sweden next to knitting sweaters, making Volvos and skating on thin ice. What's the difference between Chris Evans and Billy Piper? I won't be thinking about Cliff Evans while I'm having a wank. Cliff Evans, I mean Chris Evans. I think Cliff Richards would jump off himself. These people, who the hell is watching this shit?
I'll tell you what,
swears, man.
The yobs, these are yobs who are writing these in, they're bloody yobs.
You wonder why knife crime's on the increase with shit like this going on in people's minds.
You wonder why school kids are sucking ink cartridges and make a teeth go yellow and blue and... Oh, blue and orange. Blue and black and grey and orange and pink and grey and purple and orange. Yeah, anyway, Swedish people apparently now are selling golf balls to young Chinese kids due to...
Perspiration,
perspiration cat
and you know them little monkeys that can
rattle on your fish tank.
Yeah, they dress up like Cartman out of South Park, don't they, and piss all neighbours off.
They used to do, but I don't know if they still do now, John.
Moving on.
Next venture.
Yeah, the next letter we've got is from a
Jeff Bainbridge
of Stocksbridge.
I've been there twice.
So,
couple of dollars.
redeemed in front of the old gerbil, Louth and Thorpe decided that bell-bottoms were a definite no-no this summer, as a wise industrial cleaner from Hartlepool was sent to Coventry for forgetting the duster. In the midst of an unscrupulous turf accountant, the only way to cut mustard is if you have a Swiss Army knife given to you by your granddad when you're 12, because he thinks you're old and mature enough to use it wisely. You know. Opening tins of spaghetti hoops when you're camping with the scouts. But let's face it, you just end up mugging old ladies and burning ants with a magnifying glass.
Well, this is it.
Tramps drink mess because it reminds them that Special Brew is truly a special beast and can only be bought on special occasions such as Gyro Day.
I love it there.
I wonder just how stagnant Tramp's pants are.
Ooh.
Do you think cats have an inbuilt radio in their ears? If you look at how they walk, it's as if they've got some Barry White playing, or maybe Panpipe Moots.
Oh.
Why did Jesus never organise a piss-up when he could change water into wine? What the fuck ever happened to Barry Manilow? When does milk decide to become cheese?
On its birthday.
Do you think it's possible to fit an MP3 player into a dog's nose without compromising the structural makeup of all the pigments and stinge channels?
Well, yeah.
How fucked if I know?
Oh, who knows? Who knows?
Who knows, exactly.
Oh, no. Oh.
Not on my shift.
Not on my shift, sex.
So, anyway, we're running out.
We're running out of time, but...
Do you want to read this one?
I can't see, guys. My glass eye's playing up.
Okay.
Glass eyes, buddy, playing up again live.
So this one's from Birch Forest. Bless my wooden appendage hanging over the balcony like some pensioner's leg. She would have fit bird, and I said to her, Sid, I won't mind hanging out at back of that. Until I realised it was Janet Street Porter giving circumcisions out back at bike shed.
I still remember that.
What she don't know about opening bottles isn't worth knowing, Brid. We always said our chunk had the fattest legs in PE, but did the teacher have to hose him down in front of everyone at home time?
Bastards.
To watching belly flop at swimming were like watching Joe Bren menstruating on top of a turby towel and talking about it live on Parkinson.
Why out?
Sellotape to the Dalai Lama and see how far it gets you.
Not very far, guys.
No, exactly. Number 6, Perverted Mules, Spain. Neville Braintree came up with the idea for a time-release dildo that starts off at a comfortable 2 inches, but once inserted, the girth gradually accelerates. Bless my old warp. Neville Braintree came up with the idea for a time-release dildo that starts off at a comfortable 2 inches, but once inserted, the girth gradually accelerates over time, unleashing a fury that can only be compared to swimming at Barrymore's. After a mere 3 days, my abdomen started to resemble the Bismarck, and my colleagues at work became unnerved as I appeared to be almost at full term with a German battleship. I was sent home and consulted my GP, where I was rushed to casualty, sedated, and a TRD, which stands for time release dildo, was removed. I wrote to the manufacturer, who told me that this trauma would have been prevented had I initialised the girth restriction mechanism, but as all the instructions were in Arabic, I didn't have a fucking prayer. In the end, the company decided to... I can't see it now, I've just gone up and lost it. Just bear with me 1 second.
Sorry, it's just the news report. The terrible, the shit for
anyway, in the end, the company refused a refund and offered to send me some free-range love eggs. But as I pointed out at the start of this epistle, the damage had already been done. I mean, my arse looked like a really rank kebab. Sexual experimentation is fine, but make sure it doesn't leave you looking like the Elephant Man bound with piano wire under the rhino skin desk. Thank you. I hope a lesson has been learnt. The Right Honourable Brigadier Smythe Barnton Wallace, Conservative MP and sometimes rapist of border collies. Well, to be honest, I think that's probably the most intelligent man in Britain, and if he isn't a member of Mensa,
which he is,
I'll be writing to him to find out why not. Thank you. That ends this evening's discussion forum and foreskin.
Thanks a lot. Good night. Yeah, Max Big.
Let's have a look.